operating a private vehicle.
Hey, don't pull that. Your window's about to get broken. You're going to go to jail. There's actually a case law that says you do.
No, the case law is not law.
There are some people that no matter how much information you share with them that the sovereign citizen ideology just does not work, they are still going to go by that playbook. And unfortunately, sometimes there's a passenger in the passenger seat, but there's almost always a deputy that don't play that's going to be at the window, ready to breach, pull the person out of the car, and give them another lesson on their way to jail. This is one of those.
November 1039 on a Challenger.
Okay, so really quickly, we see the officers going to stop, but I want to talk about something, and a lot of patrol officers are going to know this. You see this ID that's up in the visor. So I don't know that that's the case here, but something that people don't realize is a lot of times officers, we sometimes unintentionally keep people's driver license or identification cards, and we're going another stop, or at the end of the shift, we realize we have them. We have to get it back to that person, and sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, and I don't know that, but I've done that before, and I know tons of officers who have done that, so that's likely what's up in that visor. Head-mounted camera, one of the few that I've done. There are some challenges to head-mounted cameras and there are some pros to head-mounted cameras. You're gonna see exactly what the officer sees, but there's a whole lot more movement with those head-mounted cameras and it makes it a little herky-jerky when you watch it. But you're gonna see what the direction the officer's head goes, that's what you're going to see. Another one of the challenges with them is that they're smaller, so a lot of times the battery capacity is a lot less, and if you get into a struggle, hat falls off, and a foot pursuit, they can fall off. So there's some trade-offs, but there are some benefits, and the technology gets better. In some departments, choose them. So this is, we're gonna see a head-mounted camera here. Very interesting stuff.
Good evening. See your driver's license, registration.
Sir, I'm operating a private vehicle.
Hey, don't pull that. Step it up. Let me see your driver's license and insurance. Insurance and registration. Give me your driver's license and insurance. And open this door, your window's gonna get broke. Open the door! Open the door!
What have I done wrong?
You don't have a tag on the car.
So y'all are coming at me too? With all these cars?
Because you're rolling up the window right away. Give me your license.
I'm not.
All right, you're going to place under arrest for obstruction. Ma'am, open this door.
Hey, what's going on? Y'all keep pulling me over.
You don't have a license tag on the car. I need your insurance.
I mean, you didn't even give me a chance.
Driver's license right away. You get out of the car. Central, he rolled up the window. They're refusing to comply.
Okay, let's talk about some things here. I believe this is Athens, Clark, Georgia. I've been to Athens before. It's a really, really nice city. I think I might have even done one of their videos. Decent sized department. So the officer noticed it was a sovereign citizen plate, or likely a sovereign type plate with those private for hire. And a lot of times officers will get on the radio before and say, this is the type of plate that I have. And officers will start rolling to that location. So let's talk about a few things. So we know we have units en route, and I think I saw a car was almost already there into the front once the officer was almost there on his approach. If we know that that's the case, is it a better practice to take a second, the vehicle is stopped, take a deep breath, make sure that we have our eyes on the vehicle behind cover if we're that concerned, and we should be, especially we've seen the challenges that with plates like this on vehicles and the things that have happened with sovereigns in the past, confer with the other officers, then make a planned approach up to the vehicle. Because at the very least, what that's gonna do is, because you heard the officer say, step it up. So when you say step it up, whoever's coming to you is gonna roll code. Lights and siren are gonna come there faster. So that is an increased degree of danger when if we just take a few seconds, a vehicle occupied 2 times, then we can avoid other officers having to roll code to the scene. Just another option. Again, it's his stop. And in best practices, taking a second under the circumstances instead of the escalation of everything can mitigate a lot of challenges going forward.
Sir, here's the thing. I need your license right now. We need your proof of insurance right now. Need your registration and proof of insurance. Where's your registration? Do you have insurance?
Yes, I have insurance.
Let me see.
Hold on. I'll have to.
You're going to show me some registration. and you're going to open the car and step out.
We got the license. Can we just slow it down just a bit here? I get it. They just amped up. The guy rolled up the window. But if we slow it down, we're going to perform smooth is fast. If we slow it down just a second, and I get it, getting amped up like that when you come up to a vehicle, they roll up the window. Maybe he's dealt with them before. I don't know. But let's talk about positioning. Most officers in 2026 or in this day and age wear body armor. Our body armor protects our torso. This positioning on a vehicle creates some degrees of exposure that we don't want.
Okay, your window's about to get broken. You're gonna go to jail. Let me run his license. Well, he's got one.
I got one.
So for those of you who don't know, the window punch is a device. You can buy them online. I usually keep one on my desk here. Essentially, when you press it against the window or tap it against the window, it shatters a window. Usually people can escape if they're in an accident, but officers use them to breach to go inside of a vehicle.
Do you have registration?
Yes, I have registration. He won't give me a second to get it though.
Okay, can you get it, please?
I got to be recorded. I can't get
Can you get it, please? That's all we're asking for is registration and insurance.
I don't have to have. I don't have to. That's not what.
That is the way it works, sir. You have to have registration and drive a vehicle in the state of Georgia. Unless it's a private sale and it's about a small waiting period. That's it.
So just compare the second officer's interaction with the driver and the first officer's. Now, is he going to get more compliance? Maybe not. But again, it doesn't create a situation where the escalation has to go to where we may potentially have to use force. In any option that we can use it, we don't have to use force, and we can perform better when we're not as amped up. Good stuff.
So here's what's gonna happen.
I'll get you proof of insurance.
We have to check the registration on this vehicle.
Okay, I got you.
And to do that, we're going to check the VIN. We're not going to do that with you sitting there. So open the door and step out. Sir, you're going to, or you're going to get arrested for obstruction.
So let me really quickly talk about the VIN check. So the VIN, vehicle identification number, I've explained this in other videos. It is a plate that is very difficult to remove that is inside the windshield on the driver's side. That is a unique number to every single vehicle. And there are also hidden numbers on vehicles a lot of people don't know about. And the VIN is also listed on the driver's side door. If an officer runs that in the computer, it can give them a lot of history on the vehicle and last registered owner information as well. So to conduct a VIN check for a compliant person, the practice is to have the driver place their hands on the steering wheel. Sir, ma'am, please place your hands on the steering wheel. I'm just going to check your VIN really quick, and the officer reaches out because you're exposing yourself heavily. A non-compliant person, a person is not going to want to go to that degree in front of the vehicle.
All right, we're going to break your window and pull you out.
I need proof of insurance for the car.
Do you have registration?
Send me proof of insurance. You're on speakerphone.
I asked him for registration. He said that's not how that works.
2228. Is 2219 working on the other side of town? What'd you say?
I said, if you won't roll down the window, let's just get it over with.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Hey, you got one more chance and we're breaking the window. All right, I'm gonna count to 5 and we're breaking the window and pulling you out. 1,
All right, look,
2,
he wants to break the window and get you out.
3,
You step out and talk to
4,
us then.
5.
I don't want to break your window. Will you step out and talk to us? Okay.
Break the window.
All right. Last chance. Then step out the car. I'm pressing down. Step out the car and talk to us.
Yes.
Yes.
You're under arrest for obstruction. Get out. I'm not questioning you.
Not how it works.
Break it. Just break it. We're not gonna do this. You got a window punch?
Yep.
All right, step out. Step out.
I'm getting out.
Get out. You're under arrest for
Hands behind
obstruction.
your back. Put the phones down.
I'm at Kroger. Come on out, man.
Money back.
Yep. Go ahead and step out for it, man.
I'm at Kroger.
Hey, put that down for me. You got any weapons on?
What am I under arrest for?
Obstruction.
What do you mean obstruction?
I told you to run on the window and give me your registration.
You wouldn't give me a chance. I don't have to give you. That's bull.
You do what you're told when you're told.
Okay.
Central, we are in custody We had to break the window, send next in line. Or actually, hold off on that.
In custody. Okay, let's talk about some things. The driver refused to comply, and this officer decided to break the window. So let's talk about some challenges that occurred with the breach. The breaching officer wasn't able to breach the window initially, and that's a concern because if we are concerned that we don't want to check the VIN, we don't have time to be playing around with the window, and we want to make sure that the breaching operation is safe for the officers and the occupants of the vehicle. Secondly, I'm not a big fan of counting down because that means I'm letting the person know exactly when it's going to happen. And if they decide to engage, then they're going to do it right when I'm at 1 second off potentially. I'm not a fan of counting down, but I'm definitely not a fan of counting down and then not doing what I say I'm going to do. We watch these videos many, many times where it says, I'm not going to say this again. I'm not going to say this again. I'm not going to say this again. I'm not going to say this again 10 times, but you do say it again. So that is just creating an atmosphere of you're really not going to follow through. The ask, tell, make model of policing is a model where you ask a person to do something. If they don't do it, you tell them to do it. If they don't do it, you make them do it. And this is with a lawful command. This is a model that can actually be incredibly effective, and it's been used in policing for a long time. But there's also another model, which is persuasion, advice, warning. And you can utilize either of these two depending on how you believe the situation is going to work out best. So we have an officer who's about to attempt to breach, and both of his hands are occupied, one with the breaching tool and the other on the door. If the suspect decides to engage the officer, I don't see any kind of coverage that's going to be effective without something happening to this officer, and we definitely don't want to see that happening. So here's the issue. We have broken glass. We could potentially be cut, and we've seen officers cut before, and it looks like the suspect was cut, but again, that's on him. If we know we're going to breach, having gloves on is ideal. And I've mentioned this before. If we're going to do breaches on vehicles, we have to train it. You can expose your department and yourself to liability if you engage in an activity that you know that you may have to engage in and you don't train it. And breaching vehicles is part of 21st century policing. Go to a junkyard, ask them if you can train it, document that training, low lethal, lethal, one voice, breacher, and just train that as much as you possibly can so it becomes smooth as butter and you know if your tools are going to work. The other thing I want to talk about, the female that was inside the car, is she compliant or not compliant is a question. And if she's compliant, do we just get her out of the car so that we don't have to break this glass and potentially have to go to some degree of force with this person in the driver's seat? So if she's non-compliant, then she is now involved in this whole thing. 1997 ruling, Maryland versus Wilson. The officers can order the passenger out of the vehicle. So when you got the situation with the guy and he doesn't want to come out, Pennsylvania versus Mim, you ask the female, ma'am, step out of the vehicle for her own safety since she's not part and party to what's going on with the driver. She doesn't want to get out of the vehicle, then she to some degree is obstructing because Maryland versus Wilson, you can ask her to step out of the vehicle. And then you are going to decrease your liability because she refused to get out of the vehicle. I don't know all the details because this video has a lot of edits and a lot of cuts. I want to speak in generalities of best practices we can do. Get the passenger out of there if you know you're going to breach and the passenger is not part and party to what the driver is doing. And that Maryland versus Wilson wasn't a slam dunk. It was an 8-1 though. 8-1 is almost a slam dunk. So you can get the passenger out of the vehicle. And under the circumstances, I believe it's the best practice.
I've got insurance. I mean, y'all wouldn't give me a chance to show it to you.
We've asked you multiple times to work with us.
Why? Well, how y'all rolling up on me too deep like this? For what? 3. For what?
I'll let you hold your phone. I'm gonna.
All right, your registration suspended.
Right, we gave y'all every chance we could.
Obstruction and suspended registration.
Step back to the car back
Suspended
here.
registration. I don't have to have a registration.
Yes,
It's a
you
private
do.
vehicle.
No, that's
this
not
is
how
a
it works.
private. Yes, it is how it
It's not
works.
private property. It's not how it works.
It is private. I own it. What are you talking about?
So to leave this private property, you gotta go on a public road. You need registration and drive on a public road. That's not how it works now. Got anything on you need to know about?
5 speed. No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess have my brother come pick it up. Yeah, well, if he picks it up, then y'all are gonna pull him over and y'all are gonna do the same to him.
No, because we're gonna understand that he's driving us to private property, so it can't be driven.
What just happened? What is
Can you pop your locks? I searched them already.
What just happened is you got arrested for obstruction.
All right,
You were told.
go ahead and take a seat, boss.
I don't have to roll down my window if I don't want
There's
to.
actually case law that says you do.
No, the case law is not law.
Sam,
Oh.
you're going to arrest for obstruction and
Case law is not law.
obstruction and
Hey,
suspended
what's the second
registration.
word in case law?
The sergeant has arrived. Sergeant shut down. It's not a person, it's a mode. Door closed, in custody.
Well, he gave me his ID, but he wouldn't provide insurance. And we can't check the VIN with him standing right there. I'm not going to stand right here with him right there.
No, why you just wouldn't step out?
He just wouldn't step out. I mean,
Pennsylvania versus Mims.
he's and look. Did you see the tag?
No.
Go look at the tag. Okay. Do you want to call his brother to come pick up the car?
Yeah, I can. Can I get his phone?
Do you have a tool to get this off?
Uh,
No, I'll just take it off.
Tell you what, I'm pissed off about this discount Amazon thing not working. Mentor told me it works. I guess I know to buy a better one now. Oh, there's a tag.
Yes, you do.
And a bug.
See if this is the tag that actually goes to it.
Can you crack your one for 6?
Well, I mean, I'm already under arrest now. I mean,
Well, I don't plan to question him, so it's up to you. I'm not going to question him. There's nothing to question him about. You have insurance. Your registration's
I
just
know I do.
suspended.
his registration being suspended is not a arrestable offense.
No, but not refusing to do what you're told.
Listen, I don't have to. If I don't feel safe, you came up on me pretty quickly, and you didn't verify who you were at all. Why would I roll my window down for anybody? But that's crazy.
All right, so you're gonna be charged with three things, sir. Fixing a license plate with intent to conceal a vehicle's identity, suspended registration, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer.
Obstruction of a law enforcement officer.
That's for refusing to open the door when you were told to.
Okay.
Go ahead, step out for me, ma'am. Hey, put that down for me. You got any weapons on you? I'm gonna do just a quick pat down the back of my hand, just confirm you don't have any weapons for you, okay?
What's going on, man? Like, what is all this about?
You ain't got no machine guns, grenades, nothing like that in your bra? Okay. Okay.
Hold on, Carrie.
We are in
So,
custody. We had to break the
I'm
window.
just gonna slide this over here where it's out of reach for everybody. Do you have any weapons in there?
I'm
Okay.
just here to pick up my prescription, and the pharmacy closes at 8 o'clock.
So, what's his deal?
He's got insurance.
Our concern is with him, not with you, okay? But we do need to figure out what the situation's going on here today.
Carrie, I can't. I'm talking to the officer. I can't.
Can me and you step away from him? I'll let you hold your phone. I'm gonna hold your purse. You will get this back before we leave here today. We gave y'all every chance we could. I'm sorry that had to happen, but he would not listen. Would you mind stepping over here to the front of my car? Is your license in here? Can I go in here and get your license? You want to sit on this bumper? It'd be more comfortable for you. So is your license? Is it in this?
Yes, sir.
You're okay if I go in here and get it out? Okay. Is this your license right here, Brianne Basalmo?
Yes, sir. That's very close to pronouncing it too.
Very close to pronouncing it?
Yeah,
Is it
South End.
is it Italian?
Yes, sir.
I used to date an Italian girl. That's how I knew.
Hi, Italian and Irish. Can I go get his phone for him?
You want to call his brother?
Yeah.
pick up the car?
Yeah, I can. Can I get his phone? Can I get his phone?
I'm gonna let my sergeant do it because this is ultimately his stop. I came here because he asked for backup. Okay, so this is his call.
Okay. I don't want.
But how do you know him?
He's not officially my boyfriend, but
Kind of boyfriend, kind of situationship. I understand.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah, he's in a band. And I help promote.
What you help promote? What kind of band is it?
Kind of indie rock. We
Indie
play
rock.
Boys Town a lot.
I love that kind of
This
music.
is his brother.
Okay.
Hey. They got Aaron in the back of the cop car. I'm talking. I did.
So
I'm with one of the
I
officers
think
right
they
now.
came back on the registration saying it had insurance. The issue I think came from the tag on his car.
You don't have to have a tag.
Yes, you do.
No, it doesn't, man. It's not commerce. It's not engaged in commerce. It's in your book, in your car, Go in your book and look.
I'm not having this argument with him today. So
I'm not arguing, sir. It's in your book.
hey, 28. Just so you're clear, his brother's a sovereign citizen as well.
There goes that phone person again, Dollar Defense. They have all of the advice and they usually have really bad advice. The person that they're trying to give the advice to ends up in the back of the police car and they're likely on their couch somewhere.
But yeah, they won't give me his phone.
Hey, ma'am, do you mind if I just look? I know you said no weapons. I'll verify and then I'll give this back to you. Does that sound good?
Don't even worry about it.
Okay, well I'm stranded here though,
All right, well,
and I need somebody to drive.
So
All right.
I'm sorry that you had to be here for all this, but we have to do what we have to do.
Alright.
Hey, 28. You got any reason to hold her? You are free to go. If you can keep talking to me if you want to keep talking to me. If you want to go in there and get your prescription, you can go get your prescription.
Okay,
But at this point, you are free to go.
All right. Let him know that his brother's gonna come get the car.
Brother's coming to get the car.
I got a license, so I can't drive last week.
What's the officer's name? Your badge number.
Aaron.
Say what's your name and badge number? They gotta give it to you.
I can tell you mine. I can't tell you theirs. I'm Officer Hamby, badge number 2262. I cannot tell you theirs. You can ask them. It's up to them once they tell you or not. I have no reason not to give you my name and badge number. So mine is Officer Hamby, badge number 2262.
So what are they arresting him for?
I know obstruction. I don't know any other charges. My sergeant's the arresting officer. He's going to have all that information.
They said that he rolled up his window. First of all, his thing on his window was fucked up. So I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to get involved.
I understand.
But the passenger.
Hey, police are scary. I get it.
Like,
we try not to be. I try to be officer friendly.
But no, he was. I feel fucking terrible.
But
give me a ride. But
yeah, if you got anything else, any other questions for us?
When he legally, but I've studied and everything because I've just been a lawyer. But you only have to crack your window 2 inches.
So that's not true.
He didn't mean to roll the window all the way up.
So are you aware of there's a Supreme Court case I want you to look up. Do you want to write this down or take a note for it? It's called Pennsylvania versus Mims. So I'm just going to give you can read the full story yourself, but to give you the Cliff Notes version, this case went before the U.S. Supreme Court. This was like ages ago. But basically what the U.S. Supreme Court said, they're the top dogs. They decide everything. They said that on a traffic stop, for any reason, the officer can have somebody step out of the vehicle, and that's all occupants of the vehicle. We can have everybody step off. Technically, if I wanted to push the issue, I told you to unlock the door. You didn't. You're being cool with me. I appreciate that. That's why you're not in handcuffs, because you were polite. You've been respectful to me. If I wanted to push that issue, I could. You could also be in handcuffs. I'm not going to, like I told you today, because you've been cool with me, and I appreciate it when people are cool with me. But by Pennsylvania v. Mims says that anybody that's in a car that we stop, if we order them out of the vehicle, they have to get out of the vehicle. That's what that case law says. So go ahead and read on that case, and read on a lot of Supreme Court cases. Don't just go on just some random website. Go on Justy is a good one. That's where you can actually read the transcript from it. But I highly recommend everybody educate themselves on the law.
And it varies from state to state.
And I've gotten a lot better at it since I've started doing this job, because if I don't know the law, who am I to enforce it? So I would definitely recommend you researching the laws of the state of Georgia and also the nation. That's for the Supreme Court case law.
Yeah, the toll tag, like the number that he has on it, like.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you'll.
Those tags are so. The only tag in the state of Georgia that are legal is, you see how those have Georgia tag on it with those letters, and then or if you see you've seen out of state tags that look very much like those. In the state of Georgia, that's the only tag that's street legal. What his had, it just said private vehicle, not for commerce, taped onto the back.
Okay, I want to clear up a couple things here. Pennsylvania versus Mims. A lot of people throw out Pennsylvania versus Mims. Let me just talk about Pennsylvania versus Mims. First of all, that's a 1977 court case. A guy named Harry Mims gets pulled over for expired license plates. Officers ask him out of the car. They notice a bulge. The bulge happens to be a firearm, and that's where the whole ball of Pennsylvania versus Mims started rolling. Now remember, Pennsylvania v. Mims was a 6-3 ruling, so it was not a slam dunk. And it matters, like when I say it's a slam dunk, that means 9 justices all ruled in the same. But the officer said that all the people out of the car. We have passengers. If it's a passenger, as I mentioned before, that's Maryland versus Wilson, and that ruling was in 1997. So you had some time before the Supreme Court ruled on officers asking passengers to exit the vehicle. So those are the two cases.
We have to be able to check the registration on a vehicle.
I mean, no, you don't have to, but
you're not allowed to drive an unregistered vehicle in the state.
I wish that you knew the law.
Okay. You're free to go. You're free to go argue all this sovereign citizen bull in court.
Hey man, just when you get served with speeding,
I will have to go. I have to go to court on this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to court on what?
Let's seatbelt him, and I'm gonna drive him over to jail. I'm gonna charge him with obstruction.
Yeah.
All right, you get on that side. You'll buckle him in. What's his name? Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Yes, sir. I'm gonna buckle your seatbelt.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just gonna protect you back here. Yep, so you mind leaning back for me?
Yeah, I can try.
Lean back as far as you can. I won't move it down under your shoulder so it don't go up your neck. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but the officer put the driver license in the visor. It's very common for officers to do that. The one that I mentioned before was one that he forgot. I mean, I'm not going to accuse him of that, or I'm not going to say that he did that, but I've done that before.
Your tag is going to be turned in as evidence. You need to go to the tag office and see what you got to do to get your vehicle
Y'all fine me
registered.
for not having insurance, letting it lapse for a couple of weeks. Y'all fine me for being broke.
I didn't
I
fine
couldn't pay
you.
the fine, and then y'all suspended it.
So they suspended
and then
it.
tacked on another extra charge for it made it a total of $165 to get my tag.
The state did that, not me.
I mean, I'm just saying that's a good way to keep a broke man down. An order, I don't have to listen to you.
You have to.
What gives you right? What gives you right?
You cannot drive an unregistered vehicle in the States.
That's BS. Man.
Okay.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
You don't have authority over me.
Okay, because you're a sovereign citizen?
No, because just because you're a police officer doesn't mean that you have authority.
I have a right to enforce the traffic laws of the state of Georgia. If you would have just cooperated, I probably would have gave you a warning for suspended registration.
But the thing is, I don't have to roll down my window for you.
Actually, you do. There's a case law, Pennsylvania versus Mims.
I don't know who's giving you your information.
Okay, there's case law that if we can order you out of the vehicle. Well, I needed to check the VIN, and I couldn't do that with you sitting there.
Yes, you could. It's
I'm not going in front of you while you're right here and can shoot me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sovereign citizens are usually crazy people, and I'm not going to deal with that. You were told to get out of the car, and you didn't want to do that.
Oh my god.
Do you think that has ever really worked for anybody? All the stuff you see on the internet, you think it's ever really worked?
I'd like to talk about the sally port process when we get prisoners to the jail. So in most sally ports, in most jails, there's a mechanism where one set of doors opens, you enter that set of doors, that door closes, so the officer and the prisoner are locked in a section, and then another door opens. And sometimes there's a period of time when that other door opens and you're stuck in there with prisoners. And there have been times when there have been altercations and attacks of officers because there's a psychological thing that occurs. The officer's stress level goes down because I'm at the jail, I'm at this familiar location that I've been to before, and the suspects goes up. So with the officers down, the suspect up, this is not a time that we really want to be looking at a computer. We want to make sure we're still 100% focused on this booking process and getting the prisoner to where we have to get them. There are documented cases of officers being attacked. Stress level goes up for the prisoner. I'm now in jail. I'm whatever. Officers goes down. So focusing on the prisoner is incredibly important.
He got a small cut on his arm. I think he needs a Band-Aid. We had to break his glass. He wouldn't roll his window down. Go over here. Your 2 citations you're getting, are you willing to sign these?
What happens if I don't sign them?
Nothing. I can just put refuse to sign. You don't even have to. I just want to see if you'll sign them.
Oh, well, I'm not going to sign them.
Okay, I'll just write refuse to sign. Not a big deal. If you typically refuse to sign a citation, you go to jail, but you're in jail anyway.
Right there, huh?
So.
Is that right, bud?
What's that?
We nipped that one in the bud, huh?
Well, you actually seem like a nice guy. I wish it wouldn't have had to be this way.
2 citations and a misdemeanor booking. So I believe the 2 citations would likely be the traffic charges that the officer mentioned. And again, in most jurisdictions, if a person refuses to sign a citation in the field, they are arrested and brought straight to jail because essentially that is their refusal of saying they want to be brought directly in front of a magistrate. Some jurisdictions have changed that and they allow a person to just write refuse, but it's not admitting guilt. It's just stating you'll appear in court. Please, people understand, in nearly every jurisdiction I know, the signing of a citation is not an admission of guilt. It's just stating that you'll appear in court on the date that the citation says.
All right, man, here's that. Those are yours. I'll go have them print this for me and then I'll be done.
So the video's pinned so you can see what the consequences were for this person. And it's not an official document, but it is listed in the video. You can see the consequences of this behavior. The guy had a driver license, so it's not 100% the sovereign citizen ideology. So I don't necessarily get exactly where this guy's head was at, but it definitely was not a win. If you know someone who's going to buy into the ideology, there are thousands of videos across the internet. Not one of them have I ever seen to be a win. That said, the coin for today is from the VA, the Veterans Administration, which which is phenomenal. As a veteran, I utilize a lot of their resources and I'm a huge fan. And this was a challenge coin from the VA. I was told to tilt the coin so that you could see. So it's got the red, blue, and the silver. I just want to say that this coin, the VA coin, is a coin honoring all those who served, and I want to say thank you to the VA for this coin and to all the veterans that served here and abroad. Much appreciated for your service and for viewing. I get emails from you guys as well. Every single branch deserves a ton of respect, and you have my respect. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, don't buy the sovereign citizen ideology, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.